everyone, it's Beck here, and just wanted to catch up with Craig and give you all a rundown as to what's happening in the market at the moment. So Craig, last week or so, what's been going on?
Yeah, so despite the cold weather, we're seeing pretty decent turnouts in each and every one of our opens. We're averaging around about 2 to 3 groups per inspection.
Okay, so we launched a property last week, which I think is of interest to some of our viewers. We had a property in Thornleigh that was brand new to market.
Yes.
Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so that was a great property in that it was very well presented, and we had above average turnout for that one. So
Okay.
on the other ones where we had 2 to 3 groups,
Yes.
this property we had around about 8 to 9 groups come through.
Okay, and now that property actually had multiple applications, I understand,
That's
and
correct.
people applying for it that day.
Yes.
And that property has now had a deposit taken on it. So that was quite a large property, and I understand that it was asking $800 per week.
That's right.
Yeah, so above average for this core area in terms of rental rate or how much it's asking per week. So what we can learn from this situation is that there is a marketplace still who are open and willing to pay quite high price
Absolutely.
for properties that are well presented. And this was a big home. This was 4 bedrooms.
That's correct.
Yeah, so for what some people call as a bit of a quiet market or a colder market, that's actually performed really well.
Absolutely.
So we've got a big need for more properties like that. So if you happen to have a property that sounds similar to that, we would love to hear from you, because we've got people still calling up wanting to secure a home just like that one that we leased, and we've got a deposit on. So
Absolutely.
It's now no longer available. So what else is of interest that we can share with our viewers?
Yeah, one thing that I think that is quite interesting and that was quite good is the virtual reality tour that
Yes.
we're able to offer.
Okay.
So we had a case last week at the Open where there was a couple where the husband came through,
Yes.
and the wife was at home with the baby. So at the same time while the husband was inspecting the property, the wife was at home on the VR tour and telling the husband where to go. So that was fantastic.
And that's amazing. I think that with technology and innovation in the real estate industry, we have been an early adopter of anything new in the marketplace that is going to better the situation or the outcome for our landlords or our potential tenants. We embrace. And the 360 virtual reality tour is something that we've been doing for around about 2 years now. So there are still companies that do not do this, but what we thought we might do is just explain a little bit about what it is. So on this particular property that
Yes.
Craig was explaining, that was a 2-bedroom unit, older style. It has been on the market and has
That's
now
right.
had a deposit taken, so that is no longer available. But basically, as Craig said, the virtual tour can be viewed 2 ways. It can either be viewed on a desktop computer, or you can view it on your phone through virtual reality goggles. So these are they used to be sort of used by gamers a lot, but more and more they are becoming more and more popular, and people can watch and download different apps to view through this. But basically what you do is you open up the case, pop your phone in, put the goggles on, and actually click on the virtual tour, and you can literally walk around the property viewing all the different rooms and seeing what the floor coverings are like, seeing what the light fittings are like, seeing what the tiles look like on the wall in the kitchen or in the bathroom. It gives a lot of detail and will give you that reality factor that the name obviously suggests, where you're walking through the property. So for that particular couple, I think it was absolutely perfect, because they could actually make a decision right then and there if the property was going to be suitable for them. And I actually have got a story from quite some time ago where we were leasing out a property in Hornsby Heights that the tenant was, or the potential tenant at that stage was an architect, and he made a specific comment to the benefit of the virtual tour, because he actually saw it originally online on his desktop computer actually, or on his laptop, and that was the thing that made him and encouraged him to move forward to inspecting the property. And once he had been to the property, experienced it in reality, he then went home that night with his family and went back to the virtual tour and walk through the property again with them, and that was the deciding factor that pushed him to applying for that property. So there is huge benefit in the 360 virtual tours, because as the name suggests, you get to see everything. You get to turn around and see every single aspect of the property, and you're making your property available to people 24/7.
That's right.
So they can visit your property very easily by either logging onto their laptop and looking at the tour that way, or if they've got the goggles, they can also pop their phone in there and walk around the property. And that's a real immersive experience.
Yes.
You've probably heard that term in the marketplace, but you become immersed in the property. So I hope that's been helpful. We certainly love the feedback. So if you've got any questions that you'd like us to cover in any of our videos, we'd love to hear from you. You can either leave a comment below or send us an email, and we hope you have found this helpful. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.